Hello, welcome to Star Wars Spelt Out. I'm your host, Josh Chapman, and today, welcome back, our favourite guest. We're supposed to have two guests, and I'm going to guest shame. Like, why not? Because we're here. But let's just get the guest who turned up on first. Everybody knows her. Everybody loves her. Saf, how you going? Good to see you.
Hi. I'm going good. It's good to see you too. I love being here.
We were planning to do this a couple of weeks ago, and of course, you know, I'm in lockdown. Saf's in lockdown still. Yep, there are still places in lockdown in the world, everybody. And we're like, all right, we'll make this work. And then I think I put some tweet going, I should really get around to podcasting. And then Charlie, our good buddy Charlie Ashby, put his hand up and said, I'd love to do it. And what always happens, for whatever reason, if I ask Charlie to come on the podcast, he goes, oh, can we get Saf on? And if I ask Saf to come on the podcast, they go, can we get Charlie on? So there's like some weird little double act that you guys like to have. Some kind of like Batman and Robin kind of thing. I don't know who's who. I guess it's whoever gets invited first is Batman and the other person's Robin. Is that how it works?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
But it only
I'm like,
who's
who's
this
the
podcast.
most serious?
It's only like this podcast as well. But we're like, this is the loosest, stupidest podcast where we can be ourselves.
You're the only person we can convince to get both of us on at the same time.
Yeah. Everyone's like, I'm not getting burnt by that again. And I go, this is great. I'll just let it roll. But we like try to coordinate time zones here. So it's 9:30 in the morning where I am. It's 11:30 in the morning where Saf is, and it's 11:30 p.m. the night before where Charlie is. So if you haven't already guessed, Charlie's fallen asleep, I think, or he's gone missing. Although I have to say there was some sort of Doctor Who trailer that dropped like half an hour ago.
Oh, maybe it's the Doctor Who.
And maybe he's just like deep in Doctor Who land. Like he's under his doona, like watching Jodie Whittaker around on a loop or something, trying to spot all the little like things, and he's just completely.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I've got the logic says he's just fallen asleep. Fair enough. It's late. It's Friday night. He probably had a big day, but I think he's just watching Doctor Who on a loop. So if we get some sort of frantic message coming through, going, "Oh, sorry, I said something," we'll know. But anyway,
We'll know.
We don't need him to have a good time.
No, we don't. No, we do not.
Now, we did mention we're in lockdown. We get out of lockdown in 2 weeks, roughly. School for primary school kids, which is us. My daughter's in primary school. She's a preppy. She goes back to school on Monday. So that's homeschool done for most of the week. She's home for like 1 or 2 days while they ease back in. But like, wow. That's big for us. No more homeschool. Yeah. And then we're supposedly supposed to have our borders and stuff open soon. Although it was a bit weird because yesterday the New South Wales Premier, which is like the biggest state in the country, which is the one above us, he just took over the job recently because the old Premier resigned when she was being investigated for corruption. But anyway, whatever. Nothing to see here. She just decided to step down. Yeah. So he's decided he's taken over and he wants to be popular. So he's just gone, hey, from November 1st, all the international borders are open. Everybody can just come and go. No worries. No home quarantine. What? As long as you're double vaxxed, you're all good. So this was at 10 a.m. yesterday morning. By 2 p.m., the Prime Minister came out and goes, yeah, the federal government controls the borders, not the state government. Cool your jets, buddy. So he just got declared, hey, we're open for business. Everybody start booking your things. And the Prime Minister came out and going, nah, we're not going to do that. But they are, but we're getting open. So we are. So what I'm basically trying to get to is Celebration looks like it's going to happen. We're going to be out for Celebration. It looks like it's a done deal.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So I got so excited that I went and booked more accommodation yesterday. So what had happened was I had booked, like when it all kind of went down and it got delayed and it looked like our borders are going to be shut till mid next year. And we've gone, oh, well, that's all right. It's going to be August. We could probably swing it. And they went, oh, no, it's going to be in May now. So,
yeah.
I went and booked I managed to get like the Celebration Hotel thing, like what is it? I don't know, whatever the hotels thing they've got there.
The fancy thing.
Yeah, the fancy thing. So I'm going, all right, I'll get something because the good thing is no money up front. I can just book it. And if it doesn't happen, no worries. I can just cancel it. Oh, yeah. I don't lose anything. So I booked that. And of course, it's like really expensive. So it was really expensive for like the 3 days, and that's just the night. All they sell is the nights of the convention. So it's only like the Thursday night, the Friday night, and the Saturday night, and that's it. That's all you get. So
Yeah.
if you want to stay somewhere the night after the night the convention closes, or you want to stay for an extra day or get there a day early, you got to find something else. So I just went and booked like a Airbnb yesterday in Anaheim, just going, I'm pretty sure we'll get out. I'm pretty confident of this. Let's hope so. It was way more cheaper. We've got some of our crew here in Melbourne are coming along, and we found something.
Nice.
It's way cheaper and stuff. So I don't know what's your deal. Are you coming along? You're on the fence. You don't know what's happening.
I would like to, is basically my answer. I'll see how we go at the start of the year, maybe. Like, I mean, the last Anaheim celebration, I decided I was going to go like a couple months beforehand, and that worked out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really depends, because I'm not sure how our borders are going to be, so I'm not sure I'll be able to get back in if I go out.
Yeah. I may have jumped the gun a little bit and got a little excited. But at the same time, I was, sort of, there wasn't a lot of combination wise around, just because it's like Memorial Day weekend or whatever. It's some other like American holiday.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So they've doubled up basically. So I've got till the 25th of August to cancel it, still get my money back. Sorry, April next year. So I've still got a little bit more time.
I was going to say August.
I'm
God.
Like, I can cancel it after I've already been there. Like, how was it? Not great. I'm cancelling. Well, I had a great time, but not as good as I hoped. So anyway, so I'm going to hold on to the hotel rooms for a little bit, because I've got I think it's like 2 days before you can cancel the hotel rooms.
Oh, damn. Nice.
It's just one of those things where I really hope I remember. And then you check your internet banking, you go, why have I been charged like $1,300? Like, where did that come from? I'm like, oh
shit.
It's those 3 days in the hotel across the road from the convention center that I didn't use.
Goddamn Hilton.
Or worse, if I realize that I realize just as I've gotten there that I've paid for it, and then I have to find a creative way to use it while having another place to stay.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do? Do you go, oh well, I'll just go back there and shower, or or
use the fancy shower.
Yeah. Maybe I go, does somebody want to like store their costumes there? Maybe I could get some kind of like costume storage rental, or people who want to. I don't know. You're not a dresser upper, are you?
I used to be.
Yeah. So how does that go? Do you like if you're in your gear? Like, let's just say you dressed as a good example, Master Chief. All right. So you're like, I'm going as Master Chief to this thing. Like, Master Chief's my boy. So you've got like all the armor, you got the helmet, you got the lot. Like, do you walk out the front door from your house as Master Chief? Or do you have like bags of stuff? Like, are you getting on the bus or?
Back in the day, sometimes I did catch the bus in costume, which is always a fun time. Yeah. Luckily,
we
when
don't
I
have
was
to get attacked here. At least if we get attacked, this bus gets attacked. Master Chief's on the bus. They can they can treat it like was it the Warthog? They could just get on there and like.
Just a very short Master Chief.
Yeah. Gee, I thought he'd be taller. Isn't he supposed to be 8 feet tall?
He's 7 feet.
7 feet.
In the armor.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
So close.
I know, because that's my one reference of height, is like, that's as tall as Master Chief.
Like,
that is taller than
how many Master
Chief.
Chiefs deep is this pool?
Yeah, exactly. It's my only frame of reference in the world.
I think there's I think I've heard a podcast where Kevin Smith says that he uses Jaws as a reference, because Jaws is supposed to be 20 feet. So he's like, oh, that's like four Jawses. So you're just doing it with Master Chief. Like, Jawses is width, because like obviously a shark is long, and when you go tall, it's like 6 Jawses wide and 3 Master Chiefs high.
It works. Yeah. It works.
Screw the metric system.
Yeah, I need the Master Chief system.
The Master Chief system. I know you're writing a sci-fi book. You should somehow try to fit that in there. Like, there's some wacky form of measurement where they just use, even if you just call it the MC system or something, like, only you'll get that reference.
Oh, shit. The MC system. That's good. I'm going to use that, actually. Yeah.
You can have that. You can have that one for free, my friend.
Thank you. I'll put you on the acknowledgements.
All right, thanks for the one helpful stupid thing that came through in Space Jumpers. So you've done, not saying like, we're just using Master Chief as an example, but you have like gotten on the bus in the full gear and sort of like, because it's funny, because I remember the first, because I'd never been to a celebration before, like the very first morning of the first day of Chicago, we were all just like, got to get there early, got to get there on time. And I didn't have my pass yet or anything either, because I just collected it from whatever they call it. What's that weird American expression they use for the like info desk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cat call, or I don't know. Anyway.
Something like that.
So we're like, we got to get there early. Got to get there, I get my pass. Like the morning up, you're like, there's already people queuing up. There's like hundreds of people waiting. And this was, as we found out, also like the preview day, where it's just shopping. Like there's nothing else to do anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So we got there at like 9 and walked in, and if there were people queuing up, they were no better off than we were. And I went and picked up my pass or whatever. But the thing was, like, that first morning of the first thing of the convention, like everybody's like everyone's like in the gear. Here we go. Day one. I'm ready to roll. And there was like some dudes who were dressed as like Muppets. They had like Muppet heads, but they were in stormtroopers and really elaborate stuff. Completely like I tried a stormtrooper helmet on for about 2 minutes. I'm going, this is too stuffy. I can't deal with this. But as the days go on, it seems like people, they wear their stuff for the bits where they're showing off, like the trooper walk and the costume things and, a bit of walk on the floor. But, the enthusiasm of walking in, all dressed in, coming in on the train seems to wane a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I remember like when I did it, you would have like, for like, we had, I think you have Armageddon over there. At least you had Armageddon.
Yeah.
Armageddon was like the big con here. I guess it still is. But that was where everyone would cosplay too. And so you'd like plan it out like your fancy costume would be on the Saturday when there's like the most people there, and you have like a relaxing costume on like the Sunday maybe.
Yeah.
Like you would plan it out like that.
Like, this is Master Chief on holiday. He just wears his helmet and then he just wears his leisure wear underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's only so many days that you want to go full out on.
Did you ever do Star Wars?
I did a Leia. Her like white dress from the first movie,
sort of like classic Leia.
Yeah. Gotta say, those buns extremely heavy. Absolute hell to make.
So they were. You didn't manage to like get your hair to do it. Your hair wasn't quite long enough.
No, my hair was not long enough.
Was it Carrie's real hair? Do we know that? Was it actually her real hair?
No, those were buns, like pinned on.
They were pinned on.
Yeah.
Because I know, like in like Return of the Jedi, when she's on Endor, she's got that like hair like down to her bum, but that's probably not even real.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No, there were like 2 big wigs in that one wig, and it was heavy. And I also did Duchess Satine as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I still have that costume around somewhere. I don't know if I'll ever wear it again, but I have it.
So, do you reckon? Are you still thinking like I know nothing about Obi-Wan. I've purposely I've gotten quite good at just shutting down information. Like there was some like Indiana Jones 5 rumors flying around yesterday online, and I just managed to just duck and weave and not see any of that kind of stuff. Like as far as the Obi-Wan show, do you like Duchess Satine? Are you still pining your hope she's going to turn up?
I'm kind of the same. I haven't really thought about it too much because every time I think about it, I start getting like really teary and emotional. So I'm like, oh my god, what Obi-Wan? I would like a mention of Satine. I would be happy if they mentioned Satine.
Yep. It'd be nice
if she's like an old friend, and I'd be like, I know that's Satine in my heart.
Well, they keep talking about like Darth Vader's going to come back somehow, or all that kind of, like, how does that work? It'd be just sweet if there was like some sick burn, like no pun intended on Darth Vader, but but like that he just drops that, he's just like like you failed Satine, just like just this deep cut where
so
as the whole thing where like 98% of the audience were just going, who the hell is that? I don't even know what you're talking about. And you're just like, oh my god, Anakin, you're so mean.
Start crying. Oh my god, I see another track.
Oh my god, is this really happening? Is Robin here?
Robin's here. Maybe.
Oh my goodness! This is the special. We're not editing this either. This is not coming out. This is like live. Oh my god, it's happening!
Oh my god, it's Charlie!
Oh my god, it's Charlie!
Hey,
hi.
So we were just talking about how we had a theory that either you were asleep or you were watching the Doctor Who teaser on loop under your doona, and you lost track of time. Little from column A, little from column B.
A mixture. Well, not the tide. I wasn't asleep. Just to clarify, I wasn't asleep. I was with Jensen, my younger brother, and we were just playing games that I used to play on the internet.
Wow.
which includes Free Rider, if you remember that game, the little bicycle man, where people draw like a line, and you can do like
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
And Interactive Buddy, where you can like basically bully the little character, like blow him up and stuff. It's great.
And
then I saw the Doctor Who trailer came out, and I was like, oh. And then I saw the tweet, and I was like, ooh, whoops.
And then you showed him Leisure Suit Larry after that, and then
yeah, maybe not that one.
I knew I was in the right market for that reference, in the right game for that reference. Good to see you, buddy. We were just talking about when we started that basically any time that I ask either of you on this podcast, your first thing to say is, can Saf come along? Or can Charlie come along? It's like you guys are some weird little package deal just on this podcast, and I think just because I allow you two to just be as stupid as you want to be, and go as far off the reservation as you like. So,
which is saying something considering our podcast. Right?
Yeah, considering the podcast that you guys actually already do.
Yeah.
We were just touching. We were talking about sort of celebration and how I'd gotten overly excited because our borders are opening up, and I went and booked some accommodation for celebration. So I went and booked a house. So if anybody needs a couch to sleep on and needs to decide to come at the last minute, there's always going to be a couch for either of you. Got a nice little spot about a mile or two from the convention centre. So that'll be good. But I'd already booked a hotel when I knew, like, through the celebration thing, when I was like not giving up on celebration because I knew I could refund it. So we're sort of talking about like, well, if I forgot to cancel it, what would I do with an empty hotel room across the road from celebration? Could I lease it out to cosplayers? Could I turn it into some kind of like podcasting studio or something maybe?
Oh my god, that would be cool.
That'd be dope.
Some kind of like sweet little hangout.
That would be cool.
That would be so neat. A special VIP podcasting hangout.
Yeah. Everyone just comes and goes,
a media center.
Oh, this is just a hotel.
Yeah. It's just a hotel room.
Yeah, and then word would get out that there's an empty hotel room, and then people would just start sleeping in there.
I mean,
everyone wanted to put their bags in there.
It was bound to happen at some point. The whole podcast network, like podcasters, are going to either argue with each other, sleep with each other, or observe, all three.
See, I'm too old. Like I always like. I'm too old, and I've started going to these conventions. Once I've a taken man with children and all this sort of stuff. This whole convention hookup culture, this is lost on me. Like I don't see any of this behind the scenes. What's going on down there with you young people?
I didn't see it for sure. I can tell you that.
No, you say argue with people, sleep with people. I'm the one arguing with everyone.
It's like, the argue culture I'm very familiar with. The sleeping with culture, not so much.
I know all the beefs. Don't know the rest of it.
I don't know
Too
where
busy
the beefs
avoiding
start.
creeps.
I know the beefs, but not the bonks,
I know the beef and the creeps, but not the bonks. I got the beeps, the sweeps, the cleeps, and
I tell you what, I would love to swap knowing the beefs for a good old bonk now and again. But sadly, that's not the case.
Unfortunately, with podcasting, it's just all beef.
Yeah,
it's all beef, no
all
bonk.
beefs, no bonks. Some creeps.
Yeah,
that's...
This is what we get for being involved in Star Wars podcasting, I guess.
Is that another T-shirt waiting to happen? Star Wars podcasting, 100% beefs, no bonks,
no bonk, 0% bonk. That could be. I'm thinking of actually. I don't know what I'm going to do celebration. I think more likely I'm going to have to sell the ticket. Which is a shame.
Never give up, Charlie. A few months ago when our borders were closed and I was indignantly, it wasn't looking like we were going to get out till next year, I was indignantly sitting here going, I don't over till it's over. There are people around me who were saying it's not going to happen, and I refused to give up. I said, no, our crappy government is going to get these vaccines, maybe not when they were supposed to, but at least a year after they were supposed to, and that'll be enough because we'll get it under the wire. So...
it's less to do with the pandemic and more just personal stuff. But
there's always
I'd hope to go.
There's always a couch, mate.
At this point,
there's always a couch in my lovely 3-star hotel in Anaheim. No, no, actually not my hotel, my little house. But there'll be a crew of us there, so there'll always be a piece of couch for you, or just bring an airbed. Pack an airbed. Not suspicious at all. Go through customs. Like, what's that? My airbed.
At the minute, I think all I need really is to find or become friends with someone who has a plane, and then I'm sorted.
Oh yeah, I can't help you on that.
Yeah,
Can you fly?
No. How could it be? I've seen Indiana Jones fly a plane. Flying, yes. Landing, no.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like once you're up there, it's fine. It's just the getting back down that's hard.
Yeah, some kind of parachute. Maybe you could just
Amelia Earhart.
yeah, you could just post yourself in a box or something like that. You could just
Well, and I was about to be like, no, you can't because they're not shipping to America at the moment. But no, it's the other way around. They're not shipping out of America.
so you'll be able to ship yourself
get
to
in, you just have to
Celebration,
get
but you
out.
won't be able to get out.
Yeah, that's where you're screwed.
Also, if you're from Australia, that just won't work.
Yeah, that's a little bit far.
I've watched too many airport shows in Australia.
Yeah, too many people, too many elderly Thai ladies trying to bring in like packets of fauna and flora and all sorts of stuff. That's what, yeah.
This
Australians
woman brought in a dead snake.
You can't
Why?
bring a dead snake in, love.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You can't do that. It's illegal. Get out.
That's not a terrible Australian accent, actually, Charlie. It's
No,
not.
thank
That
you.
was actually pretty
Yeah, it's
decent,
not-
yeah.
It's not too bad. It's not Kate Winslet good, but it's pretty good. I maintain Kate Winslet has done the best Australian accent of a non-Australian person.
I thought Winslet was Australian.
No, she's British.
She's British.
Oh, there we go. Her accent fully fooled me.
Why it was that good? Well, she did. I saw Kate Winslet in Heavenly Creatures first. That was the first thing I ever saw her in. I think she had a New Zealand accent in that, so I thought she was a New Zealander, and then I was corrected.
Oh, okay.
So who knows?
She's fooled
Who
everyone.
knows, really? She's just a person of the world, Kate Winslet. I know. I watched that
Yeah.
show recently. Is it the Mayor of Easttown? Where
Mayor
she's-
of Easttown, yeah.
like everybody's having a terrible time in a horrible small town, but I'm just watching, going, this is probably the best actor in the world. She's that good.
She's pretty good.
She's pretty good.
She's great in extras. She's very good at comedy. I think she should do more comedy.
Should she do more Star Wars? Can we get Winslet on board? Too big a name, too recognizable. Take you out of it. Satine, because she plays
Nah, I
Satine Saf, wheeling around what we were talking around. Doesn't.
I mean, I could see it. I could dig it. She'd
I
make a
still
good
prefer
Satine.
the other Satine choice. It's what's her name?
The one that she's based on, whose name I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Is she Australian?
Yeah, I think she's Australian. Yeah.
Why have I forgotten?
Like Kate Blanchett or somebody like that. She's got kind of like a long.
Yeah.
Satine's got like a
Yeah.
long, thin face, hasn't she?
Because
Yeah,
she's
all the
based
art.
on. Is it Satine from Moulin Rouge? Nicole
Nicole
Kidman.
Kidman.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh,
Nicole
Australia's Rose. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have the advert of Nicole Kidman where you are about the cinemas?
No, we don't have any cinemas.
Absolutely
Well,
not.
then if they are, they're not showing them in Melbourne
don't have
because there's no cinemas open here.
Cinemas, yeah.
Yeah, our cinemas are supposed to
We
open
don't
in
have
about.
ads for cinemas.
Yeah, well,
People
it's
just
like
know that they're there.
but it's one of those they're back open sort of things. It's like Nicole Kidman watching
Oh.
E.T. by herself in an empty cinema. Like, I love movies. It's like,
Oh, I would love to watch a movie by myself in an empty cinema.
Oh, that's
I would
the
love
dream. Have you ever done it?
I
I
have.
Oh,
I've had
few
like
times.
times where there's been like one other person in the cinema, but I've never been fully.
I know.
alone,
I've
which
come
kills
close
me.
a couple of times. I went to a 9 a.m. session of the second 300 movie, the sequel.
The second one.
The
Oh my
second
God.
one at 9 a.m. at the Kino
And that
Cinema in
wasn't
Melbourne,
empty.
and it wasn't empty. And like a minute before it started, these like two other dudes walked in and like sat at the back. I'm like, oh, I was so close. Well, I
Is that one of
remember
the
I
saying
love
Satan-
it because I could tweet through it. I wouldn't be disturbing anyone.
well, that was the whole thing. Like I said it to a friend of mine, and she goes, "Why do you want to be by yourself? Like you want to take your pants off or something? You like get comfortable?" I'm like, "Nah, just be like it's mine. Like I'm in a like it's almost like
Yeah.
I've got a home theater kind of thing." Or yeah, that'd be so good.
if you take your pants off, that's the Pee Wee Herman experience.
Yeah, wrong cinema. Well, he should have made sure there was nobody in there. He probably, took him 20 years to get back.
Me and my dad went to see a film when I was little, and we were the only two people in there, and that was the first time that ever happened, which is funny.
And your dad's
Which
going
is
to
a
finally
shame, 'cause it was
brought my
it's
son.
one
I'm
of
going to take my pants off.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to do this. Please stop. No, that's a joke. It was one of the best films of all time, and I was upset. Can you guess what film it was?
Oh God. Okay, best film of all time.
Was it first release when you saw
let
it,
me-
or was it like an encore screen?
First release when I saw it,
And you were a child.
around 2002, 2003. And I want to clarify, just because I'm saying it's the best film of all time, it's not. But I like
Okay.
it.
It's
Is
the best
it
film of all time, but
The
it's
Mummy
not.
2.
No, but that is a good film. I'll fight anyone on that.
I'm just
Lilo and Stitch.
No. Do you want a clue?
Yes, please.
Australia.
Is it? It's not the movie Australia, is it? With Hugh Jackman and
Yeah,
Nicole
I was
Kidman.
No. That was
That'd be too
2005.
easy.
Oh God, I was pretty close.
Australia.
Was it
Crocodile Dundee?
Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
Close.
Kangaroo.
it's
No,
close.
Lightning Jack with.
No.
Ah,
You're getting colder.
shit.
Fucking colder. What's more like Crocodile Dundee?
It's more to do with one of the words in that title.
Crocodile Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, like
Steve Irwin movie.
like the Steve Irwin movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Does that actually have a
Remember
plot, or is it just a long episode?
Yes. It's kind of like a mixture. Like
I can't believe I pulled it out of my brain.
I know.
R.I.P. Never forget.
It's like set up to be like an actual episode. It was like because you actually do see him do stuff like, wow, look at this, like, and I think like there's like an asteroid, like a satellite
I thought it'd be
crashes
like,
into.
I think you could say, maybe like a crocodile goes, like there's like a bigger crocodile he has to deal with. It's like, oh no, we're going straight to asteroid.
Asteroid?
It's a satellite that crashes, and the CIA get involved, and I think like the special chip they need is eaten by a crocodile.
Oh my god.
And so, like,
That's
everyone's
amazing.
going after it. And also Steve Irwin's after it because he's a crocodile hunter and he's, like, looking after him. And he's like, leave him alone.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
So that's where you learnt
Pretty
your
good.
Australian accent, Charlie, from watching
I used to
Crocodile
watch Steve Irwin all the time.
Oh, that's adorable.
The best. I remember when the dog died and I was like, I can't take this.
Yeah, that's fair.
His daughter's
was
sort
it?
of like tabloid fodder in Australia now because she, I don't know,
Aw.
That's a
'cause she's
shame.
Bindi, because she's, I don't know, she got married and had a kid at like 20, but like, so did my mum.
How dare
so
she.
Who cares?
Yeah, so did many people have.
Yeah.
She's not unique.
Yeah. Oh well, you know. So how's your Star Wars life going, Charlie? I know there was like nothing on Disney Plus this week. There was no like What If. There was no
It was the
nothing.
first
It was
without anything.
yeah.
Yeah, no Ted Lasso, no Visions. It was really sad. And I've given up Star Wars. No, just I
You
you know,
wish.
there was a lot to talk about. Like last week, we talked about Visions and ISPs. So we released that this week.
Hmm.
Oh,
I just found
well,
out
the
that a
book-
guy from Melbourne, because my brother's a musician, or was a musician, or still is a musician, but he also runs a tractor store now. He gave it up to run a tractor store, take the family business.
It's so
I
Australian.
know.
wanted to follow his dream.
Yeah, he gave up being a rock star. He messaged me and said that one of the composers from Visions is from Melbourne.
Oh, nice.
He did.
shit.
He messaged me one of the wedding episode. Which
The Village Bride.
yeah, so he did the music for it. So he's
Oh,
from Melbourne.
wow.
So now he's like,
That has good
get him on the
music.
podcast. I'm going, well, I suppose that's a legitimate reason. I should probably do it before we get out of lockdown because it'd be a lot easier because he's got nowhere to go. But so I might have to look into that. But so that was quite cool.
Yeah,
It's
it's
awesome.
awesome.
Great music.
Yeah, and then they announced all those new books recently. which
Oh
got
yeah,
me
there's a
excited
lot
as
of new
well.
books that I am very behind on.
I need to catch up on the entire Alphabet Squadron.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I'm going to need to catch up on Thrawn still. I'm so behind.
No, Alphabet Squadron first. It's more important.
This is where
I need to
defer
know the
you
Blue
guys on what happens in books. Now there was a book that was announced that was like Luke and Lando like on adventures like post Return to Jedi.
Yeah, they're
wasn't
looking
there?
for Ochi or whatever.
So this is like the
Oh my! Look,
this is
okay.
the let's get like episode 9 to make sense backpedaling, put it into canon stuff that's going on through like all the back stuff now, where we're just like dropping stuff in to make
Episode
Rise of Skywalker
9 makes
make
sense if you accept that Star Wars is chaos.
Oh yeah. Look, I
Also,
although
all these people that are like, oh yeah, this is just designed to make things make sense. I'm like, you watch
Yeah.
the Clone Wars, you idiots.
That's the point.
all of it
the
does
point is
that.
to make
All
things
of
make
Star
sense.
Wars is put in to make everything to make sense.
I mean, we literally got the prequels.
Yeah. Well, they just did. They did an entire comic book run on the bounty hunters of losing Han Solo for like 20 issues to end up literally where they started. Like, it just went around in this like complete loop, and then it just completely ended up right where we started. And I was like,
I
Look,
still need to catch
as,
up on that.
As
Oh,
a
I'm sorry.
newly, as a newly,
I mean,
Boba
I
Fett
know where.
lover,
I've seen it, episode 6.
I'm like, yeah, okay, more Boba Fett
Sorry.
comics are okay.
Yeah, especially when he dressed up as his dad. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
reading the comics,
I know
actually.
you're a bit of an Ochi fan, Charlie. He's got like some good attitude.
Is
This dude.
fan the word for it? He's the best character in the sequel trilogy. Okay, I'm joking. But,
I was like, how do you
Let's
know
just let-
that?
I say, based on the film, he's not, but based on the comics I've read him, he's actually quite cool. He's actually got quite a good
Oh,
personality.
he's in comics?
I mean, oh my god, Saf.
I should really read the comics, huh?
Saf, can I send you a picture?
Yes, you can
Because
send me a picture.
you don't understand how good this character is. So
Okay.
one of my favorite books at the minute, and I need to catch up on it because I paused it when they did the War of the Bounty Hunters because I want to read them all in order because I'm a dork. But there's the Darth Vader book is set after Episode 5, and it's the first arc is so good. It's basically Palpatine. Well, Vader goes off to Palpatine, and it's like, what the fuck, man? You were lying to
Yep.
me about everything. And so Palpatine's
Palpatine's like, what about you? What do you want from me? Palpatine, come on.
He goes, but Palpatine's like, you've been lying to me though, because you knew about your son. You've been looking for him in Episode 5. Like you were looking for him at the beginning.
It
So I
would
know
be
that
great
you've
if
been
he actually
messing around.
said in Episode 5. You're like, you really totally screwed me over in Episode 5. Yeah, I'm Palpatine. I'm so powerful. I know this whole thing is planned out. And I'm
In
not back till
ESP.
episode. I'm not back till Episode 9. Vader's like, what? Doesn't
And
make sense.
what happens is that basically he like guilds, like he pushes Vader to try and fight him, and then obviously like beats the shit out of Vader. Then he drops him, destroys his legs and arms so that he's left with just the one arm again. Drops him on exactly where he got burnt on Mustafar, enough
Oh
to
my
get
God.
lit on fire again.
Oh
And
my
it's like,
god.
you can't use your lightsaber. No, so you can't use the Force. Good luck, and then leaves. And so
Wow.
it's like Vader has to like go through this whole journey again, and then at the same time he's put his best person on the job, which is his Sith assassin Ochi of Bestoon. And when I tell you that Ochi Bestoon is the best character, he goes from like, it depends on how you view him in the film. I guess like maybe JJ wanted to make him sort of like seem like a bit of a threat, but I think what Charles Soule gets so correct about the character is that he's a fucking idiot.
I mean, he died on that planet.
Yeah, he couldn't figure out there was a hole. Like, he couldn't get out of a hole.
He fell through the thing.
Yeah. He's like,
'Cause we
how am
had
I
to
going to find my
double-check.
way out of here? Not out of the way I came, obviously, but maybe there's some other way down.
I had to double check like how he died because I was like, did he get eaten by the snake, or did he like? And it's like, no, he just died of starvation because
He just died in the hole.
He couldn't even eat the snake. He just
And so what happens is that Vader goes through. This is really cool. So Vader goes through the Mustafar. Like he fixes his like body by using old droid parts that he like found. All the bodies are still there from Episode 3, which is fucking awesome. Like all drying up and like you see like new gunray and stuff. While Ochi's trying to basically kill him, Vader manages to. He bumps into that eye of the webbish, whatever it's called from Episode 9 that got cut. Who tells him about
spider with
Exegol.
the baby head on top of it or whatever it is.
Yeah. Who tells him about Exegol, and then he manages to steal the information, goes to Exegol and finds out about the big fleet and all the Sith stuff. And he's like, oh, I know nothing. He's like, I think I know everything. I know like 2% of
He's
what
all of
Palpatine's
us.
actually up
Vader's
to.
us. He's like,
So,
I should really read this comic.
hang on a second.
I'm like,
I'm
wow.
So Vader gets dropped
I'm
on
sending you-
Mustafar. Isn't Vader's castle on Mustafar? Why does he just go to his castle?
He's not allowed to go to his stuff.
He's not allowed.
He's not allowed. It's like, no,
He's not allowed.
They put you in timeout.
Palpatine says, if you use the Force, I can sense it and I'll kill you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Palps.
I'm sending you one of my favorite moments of this comic book. By the way, Ochi has a really cool outfit. Like he has this like really dope bounty hunter mask.
He looks like Batman.
And we actually see why
You know I love a mask.
he's
You know
the
I love a
Star
mask.
Wars Batman.
He looks like
And
Batman, yeah. But he's got this kind of cool
I'm sending you
attitude
this.
as well. He's like the Poochie
yeah.
of Star Wars. He's like a rock.
Oh shit, there's a cool mask. That is a cool
He just kicks
mask.
fucking Masamiga in the
looks
face.
kinda like a
and goes,
Transformer.
I'm Ochi. And then
Bless
this
him.
is the book.
Okay, I should read some
So-
comics.
So this Lando Luke book, is that them looking for
It's
Exegol?
the
is it?
mission. It's him.
Yeah,
them
it's
looking for Ochi.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like the mission that they mentioned in episode 9 that they were looking for him. I guess they're doing
Because
that
it was,
now.
I saw somebody mention in passing it was something about, because they were talking about like Lando's daughter. He was looking for his daughter and stuff as well. Or,
Yeah, so the plot is him looking for his daughter.
Oh, he's looking for
Start-
Jana?
And they've heard... Sorry?
He's looking for Jana?
Yeah, so he's
that's
looking for Jana, and Luke is looking for Ochi. And they've heard rumors... They team up because they heard rumors that Ochi is trying to find a little girl. Now, we know that's Rey.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Oh.
They think, oh.
That's twisty.
And apparently they bump into... Luke and Lando bump into two parents who are, like, concerned. And so people are like, oh, it's obviously going to be Palpatine's clone and the...
Oh, I would like Rey's mother to
Jodie
have a
Comer.
name, yes. That would be
It's called
good.
Jodie Comer, and she's awesome.
She is very cool.
But hang on,
Killing
so
Sheev, baby.
Lando's daughter, if it is Jana, we assume that it is, because why not? She gets obviously taken by the First Order. So wouldn't Lando be looking at the organization notorious for stealing children all over the universe? Like, if somebody stole my
I
children,
mean, I don't think
the
they
first
know.
place I'd be looking,
I don't think they know.
but maybe not right then. But like, they go like even in like they go to that planet with what's her name? I was gonna say Zam Wessel, not Zam Wessel.
Naz?
Kerry Russell's character, Zori Bliss.
Oh.
And she's just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not the same since the kid's been taken. Everybody's really sad and da-da-da-da. It seems like this has been going on for a while. Like, you'd think that someone as connected as Lando would be hearing some stories of like, hey, lots of planets are having their kids taken. You had your kid taken.
Well, they know
I'm gonna
that.
Look into that.
It says that they specifically targeted generals from the war and people from the war. So this has definitely happened to a bunch of people, not just Lando. So I feel like it's not like... And to be fair, I don't think Mon Mothma is fucking like... Oh, we might upset someone, so we probably shouldn't...
Hey,
get
leave
involved.
Mon
I lost my
Mothma
kid.
out of this.
No,
Leave her out of
she's-
this.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
I just assumed that Lando's kid would be half robot anyway. But anyway, that's just me.
Half Lobot or half robot.
Well, I was going
Half
to say robot,
Lobot.
but half Lobot makes sense as well.
Yeah, it does. I ship that.
The
I'm
power of
just
Lobot.
science. The power of science.
having just
Like,
read.
wow, this really came back to haunt me. Really did think that was
What
possible.
did I just read? Jedi Search, I think. The first Jedi Academy book. Yes,
Oh.
Jedi Search. Having just read that, Luke
Kip
and Lando
Durran.
had an adventure together, and I was very excited about it. They get along well. They're a good team.
Also, I recommend reading the Star Wars book, the one that's set off the Empire as well, because that's really good. You see Luke with his yellow lightsaber, which I thought I'd be annoyed about, but actually I think it's pretty cool. And and you see Luke and Lando like team up and stuff. Like they go back to Cloud Sea, they rescue Lobot, and Charles Soule gets to continue his exploration of Lobot, which I really love.
Oh,
Like, we get
Charles
to
Soule's
see-
Lobot is great.
They're doing a lot with him, like potentially. Last time I read it, it's been a little while. They were like teasing getting his like mind back, and Lando's like still like working. He's kind of shifty still because he's thinking for his friends still. Like he's worried about Lobot, like the
Aw.
rebellion and doing shady stuff with like Lobot as well, like manipulating information. It's pretty good. It's good
He's-
stuff.
he's
Shit, I
ready to
really need to
stand
read
up.
comics.
I
Holy
reckon
shit.
Charles Fuller, I think he's ready to graduate to live action or animation or something. I think he's doing some good
I
stuff.
would love to see him do some like live action animation. Like that said, like comic writing is its own thing, and he
Mhm.
is a master at that. So maybe he would suck at it. Who knows? But he is a great
But he's
storyteller.
got
and
the
I would love to see
ideas
him
and
do
stuff
more
he comes up with. Like I know it's a lot of
Yeah.
these putting especially in the comics, it's like let's slot stories in between the movies and all this kind of thing.
He's really good at filling the space.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
he's very
would love
good
that.
at.
There was even like a Lando series. Are we getting a Lando series?
We
Oh,
are.
yeah, we are.
Yeah, I was like, my brain was instantly like, I'm pretty sure we're getting that. Charles Soule should be involved in that, honestly, because he's great at Lando.
I haven't heard
He does a
anything
great
about
Lando. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I like about-
I like said it. I was like, wow, we have not heard shit on that.
that.
But that's what I really appreciate about this book, because with the New Hope ones, I know I'm the odd one out, but a lot of the 2014 Star Wars book, God, I was like, this is such a drag sometimes. Like, I don't care about the Rebel prison. Like, this is boring. I don't care. Like, they had really good bits with like the Jeddah arc where Luke goes to Jeddah, and then that's how he comes up with the Rogue Squadron name, because named after Rogue One, which I thought was pretty nice. But the art was a bit weird. But the current book is really good, and I think what's great is that obviously Charles Soule's a great writer, but like you said, he fills in the blanks in such a great way. Like with the episode 3 to 4 Vader stuff was really awesome. There's a really dope dark element to the Star Wars book, which I love, which I haven't seen many people talk about, which is that we kind of find out what happened to the Grand Inquisitor, and it's worse than I expected.
Oh, that's exciting.
He's not dead.
Oh, he's not dead? Oh,
but
boy.
He is. He's dead,
Oh, boy.
but his spirit is being kept by Vader. He's like, can I die now? And Vader's like, no.
No.
Holy shit.
If I have to have a bad time, you have to have a bad time.
And he repeats the line. He
rules.
goes, some fates are worse than death. He doesn't even get to die. He's like, can I just, please help me? And Vader's like, nah, see ya.
So I saw that the Hawkeye show is dropping 2 episodes at once now. So the first 2 episodes are going to be out. So that probably means that the air has been cleared for Book of Boba Fett now, because I think somebody did the maths and was like, oh, they're going to double up on the same day. You're going to have to pick and choose. And I think now that means it'll finish the week before. Like I think maybe even on Christmas, because it's Christmas themed. It's the Die Hard of Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. I thought either a 2-episode finale or a 2-episode opener.
So that sort of clears the air for the old Book of Boba Fett. Now, Saf.
Oh, we're getting so close to Boba Fett. Oh.
He's just rubbing those hands together.
Polynesian spa.
I've kind of just let it, I haven't really dug too deep to find out anything about it. Have you guys sort of get a feeling of where you think it's going to go, or do you think it's going to flip? Do you think it's going to like lead on from Bad Batch? Is there going to be some Bad Batchy kind of tidbits dropped into that, or is it just going to be fighting gangsters and blowing shit up, having a good old time?
I want sad Boba Fett do it, like looking for dad stuff, but I know that's probably not what we're gonna get. But that's what I really want, him like following Django's footsteps or something.
Yep. I don't think I've even.
That would make me happy.
I'm just trying to think the last time you were on. I think it was early in the year, Saf. I don't think we've even touched on Omega.
Oh yeah, Omega.
Where do you sit as a Kiwi of everybody pulling out their terrible Omega impressions?
Oh, there's some bad impressions out there.
Bad
they
or
make
big?
Deep Bradley Baker sound good.
Yeah.
I mean, Deep Bradley Baker's fine once you get over. It's not a New Zealand accent. It's the clones.
Yeah.
It's just the animated clones. But it's really obvious because I was watching The Bad Batch with my friend Aubrey. And it's really obvious, like Omega would say something, and then the clones would say the exact same thing, and it's like really obvious they have the same accent. Like they'd be like, oh, they just say stuff like fast, and I'm like, fast. Like whenever they do it, I would just mock them because I'm like, who says that?
Yeah. Oh, look, I when I was a teenager, I had a huge crush on an exchange student. She was from New Zealand. She was from Auckland, actually. Hi, Lizzie, if you're listening. Probably not. And so I became like, she had a really thick New Zealand accent. So I became like obsessed with the New Zealand accent, So I was like trying to crack the code. I was like, A becomes I, I becomes E, and all that kind of stuff like that. So I've always got like this sort of ear for it. Like I'm not a New Zealander, obviously, but it was just really funny, when Omega came out and she had just like, oh, they're really committing. They've like got a proper New Zealander to do it, and I think there's something like, because people keep going, oh, Omega, she's so pure, she's so sincere, she's so like, I think that's 50% accent. I think there's some sincerity to it. I think
very funny to me that like outside of New Zealand, people find our accent like cute.
Yeah, it's like Brett and Jermaine. You're like,
whenever you're in New Zealand on TV, I'm like, oh, we sound like that. We sound, because we do this thing here. We will hear a Kiwi on TV and be like, oh, that must be an Australian. Because we hear it, we're like, oh, that's horrible. That must be an Australian. And then it sinks in slowly that that's us and that's what we sound like. And it happens every time.
but like the New Zealanders who like come to Australia and then like lose their accents and things. That's where and the ones that Australians notoriously will claim successful New Zealanders like your John Clarks and
they love
Neil Finn being
that horse.
Oh yeah, Farlap. Neil Finn, Russell Crowe, depending on which Russell Crowe you get.
Finn.
I think Neil Finn's the one that stings the most for New Zealanders. Because
that one hurts.
People go, oh, Crowded House, it's an Australian band. It's like, oh, it's got, it had two out of three of the members were Australian bands. Like, yeah, well, he wrote all the songs, did all the singing, did everything. Now he's like, I'm going to load up this band with my family now, so there's no question about how many New Zealanders are in this thing.
I remember going in Melbourne, I went to a museum with my friend and they had Farlap like stuffed there or something.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, how dare you
not stand
have our horse?
I think his heart or something is in New Zealand for some reason. Like,
Oh, we have his heart.
yeah,
Okay.
the most, yeah,
That seems right.
yeah. But there's this,
That seems typical that we'd be like, you can have the horse, but we have the
but there's
heart.
this terrible. I don't do it so much these days, but like back in the day, like football commentators and things would be like, "Oh my god, look at John O'Go. He's got a heart the size of Farlap." It's just like, oh, that heart that's in New Zealand, in a box somewhere.
Oh, that's typical. That's so typical. But yeah, Omega's accent, I love and appreciate that she's got the actual accent. And I love her. She's such a sweetheart. Like, but she's also a little shit, which I also like. I appreciate it because, like, Ahsoka took a while for, like, everyone to like her. Partly because the writing of those earlier episodes just kind of is not great. It's not there. I've been rewatching the Clone Wars, and it's a bit painful to begin with. And so Ahsoka took a while to, like, really get in. But Omega managed to just, like, dive right into people's hearts. Like, she got there right away, which I'm very happy about, because I was dreading that everyone would be like, oh, useless girl, blah blah blah, but everyone seems to love her. I mean, except for like those YouTubers that we ignore.
Oh yeah, they hate everything though. But like,
yeah, and like by the end of it, like she's an amazing character.
So we want grown up. Like I think because
I
the
want
Bad
her
Batches...
to meet Boba Fett so bad.
Well, I had this sort of theory that Tamara Morrison plays Boba Fett, and I've forgotten the actor's name now. It's a New Zealand lady. She's been in a bunch of the Taika Waititi movies. She was like the policewoman in.
Oh my god, you want her to be Boba?
No, to be Omega, like right up. Yeah,
that would be so good. Holy shit, that would be amazing.
She's in Thor. I can't remember her name, but like if you saw her, she's
is it Rachel? Rachel something. Right?
Yeah. She's awesome.
I'm so bad with names.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me names, but I know exactly who you mean, and that would rock. That would be so good.
Because she'd be in her, mid-50s or whatever it is. Omega would realistically be that old now. But I guess it's tricky because they're making more Bad Batch, so it's like, well, where's the peril if you chuck Omega in a show 30 years later? But who cares? It's Star Wars. Like,
Rachel House.
Ah, there you go. In the house. Get House in the house. What about you, Charlie? What are you trying to see from Book of Boba Fett? Do you want to see? I was going to say Jabba the Hutt. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Rot of the Hutt, baby.
Some more Hutts.
Oh my god! Imagine if we saw Stinky.
Yeah,
have you seen that? That muscular Hutt in the comics at the moment.
Yes, I love Muscly Hutt.
Is that the one with the arms?
He's like cut the Hutt. He's got
yeah, like in the really old.
There's one with metal arms as well.
Oh, like there's
cool.
one in the current run in those War of the Bounty Hunters one, like one of the Hutts. He's like the young hothead Hutt, and he's just like ripped.
Ooh, nice.
I didn't even know that was possible. I always wondered like how the Hutts became so powerful, because their planet's kind of crap and they're also slow, but they seem to like have so much money and influence. So I was like, maybe they were originally all cut and strong Hutts, and that's how they got in charge, got some power. And now they're just maybe they're just so rich now they won't bother trying. Oh, Saf's just got cake.
Yeah, I got breakfast delivered to me. It's crepes and it's got melting ice cream, so it's fine.
Oh my god!
My goodness. What else want to see in the Book of Boba Fett? I'm expecting, like,
is
kind
Bosk
of what Saf said.
Is
Bosk still alive?
Because I would like to see Bosk turn up if
I know
possible.
Dengar's in episode 6 for some reason. Like, he's just hanging out in Tatooine.
Isn't he in episode 9?
He
Dengar.
is. Rothgar Deng.
He's all like effed up. He's
oh, that's right. That was a thing.
Yeah, he became like addicted to surgery. He became like the Pete Holmes of Star Wars. There's a reference for anyone will probably get.
That's right. Maybe we'll get to see him kind of messed up.
R.I.P. Yeah. Oh, Christ. Yeah. I mean, who else do I expect? I'd love to. I'm sold anyway. I love the character so much.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tamora so much.
I know. I'm just excited that he gets his own show so much, because like he deserves it.
The book does imply chapters and different stages, and you know what I mean. Like it's sort of like, hey, this is a story that happened a while ago, and all this kind of stuff. So
I think what would be interesting if it's kind of a bit about Dynasty, because I'm expecting at some point. I really hope, because they're building up to this big sort of Heir of the Empire-esque conclusion, right? I really want the big conclusion to be the Siege of Mandalore 2, where like the Mandalorians are now united together under whoever holds the Darksaber at the end.
It does feel like it's heading that way.
Yeah, like I want to see Din, I want to see Bo-Katan, I want to see Sasha Reeves, I want to see all these Mandalorians come together, Baby Yoda.
I want to see it accepted that
appear,
Boba is a Mandalorian.
Yes. That's what I want.
So
I want them to
good.
be like, I accept you. But I wonder if we'll get to see, because it's about legacy. It's about, he has to cement his criminal reign over the empire, over the criminal empire. I wonder if he'll go down the same route as his dad. It's like, I need a son or I need a daughter.
Aw, that would be so cute.
I mean,
That
the
would be
obvious,
really
the funny thing is, like Tamara Morrison and Ming Na Wen are both in their 60s now. Are they like the best kept 60-year-olds going around on television? Like, it's funny the whole show.
They
look
late
great.
50s.
They look great.
Yeah,
incredible.
I wonder, like, his agenda. Like, I never really seen like his agenda was that he wanted to like run crime. That just like it felt like if he wanted to do that, he could have done that at any time. Like, it feels like you said, there must be more to it. Like, he sees that this thing of resources will help him achieve something bigger.
I can't see him just becoming a crime boss.
Yeah,
like it feels like he's got more that he could do, and more things that he would.
I feel like he's more of a just criminal. I think that we've always kind of seen that. Like, I know everyone's like, what about Han Solo?
Like,
I'm like,
in the Clone Wars, like, he's a good kid. Like, I mean, he wanted to kill Mace Windu, but otherwise he was like, because I did just watch the Boba Fett episodes. He did not succeed. But like, I just watched some of the episodes where he's trying to kill Mace Windu, and he's like, or things like, we gotta blow up the ship and kill everyone. He's like, but I don't want to kill everyone. I just want to kill Mace Windu.
Pull the blaster. I don't want to.
Like,
leave me
he's
alone.
a good kid. He cares about people, and I think, like, I mean, he does disintegrate Luke's parents, but you know.
Was that Boba Fett?
I mean, that's like the theory, because like Vader tells him no disintegrations after like Luke's parents have been like fried to a crisp.
To be fair, Baru and Owen should have paid their bills.
No one's gone out worse than they have in Star Wars, have they? I think
that's pretty
they've
gruesome.
gone out the worst than anyone.
Have you seen the Robot Chicken sketches they've been doing recently?
No. Recently?
Robot
Chicken's still going?
Yeah, they're doing more. They've been doing recent Star Wars sketches, and they're so good. There's one where basically it's the old lady who talks to Rey, and she's like, "Who are you?" And she goes, "I'm Rey Skywalker." And then the old lady goes back to her house, and she goes, "God damn it!" Like, her and her husband are running spice out of the old Lars home, and she goes, "We need to get them out of here. Like, we need to get rid of her."
Oh, the goddamn Skywalkers have turned up again.
and she goes, Rey's got this box, and she's near a trash can, and she goes, "I'm going to get rid of all this stuff because I'm no longer a scavenger." And she's like throwing all the bits in there. And it's got like metal pieces and like old droid parts. And then she just dumps out these two. She goes, "And these two bodies I found." It's just the bodies of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Oh my god! Nobody's buried them.
Nobody's buried them. Let me just bury. I'll just bury these lightsabers here. It's like a set of bodies 10 feet away. It's like, I'm not going to touch those. Ugh.
Luke's ghost appears and is like, hang on a second.
Hey, whoa. Hey.
How dare you?
I'm not smiling. Smiling.
And the other one they did was Palpatine on the big crane thing, trying to explain the sequel trilogy. Oh, by the way, also I'm Snoke.
Did I see something the other day of Daisy Ridley having breakfast with Kathy Kennedy or something like that? Was that a
Yeah, she did, yeah.
That was a thing? Oh my god, wow. I'm really out of the loop if I've missed out on that.
There was two things about Daisy Ridley in the news this week. One was that that happened, which it did happen, and the other one was a very, very, very viral case of defamation being shared on Twitter by loads of young people. I'm assuming young people, but it could be older people as well.
Something about her
don't know about legality. No, they're claiming that allegedly Daisy Ridley committed vehicular manslaughter when she was 16.
What?
To be clear, she didn't.
What?
That is defamation.
That was not what I expected to come out of your mouth.
I think say that she skipped school at 16, or she got. Wow.
All these people, if you search Daisy Ridley on Twitter, all these people
why are people saying
getting
this?
run over by car gifts. It's like, that's defamation. You could get sued, my friend.
Why are people saying this? Like, where's that rumor come from? Did someone just make it up?
Daisy Ridley.
How do you get a car? Well, you can't drive a car at 16 anyway.
You can in the UK.
You have to
You can in New Zealand.
Oh, you have to have a learner. You have to have an adult in the car with you in Australia at 16. You can't drive by yourself till you're 18 in Australia.
Yeah,
I think you can get your... Wait, no, they did change it, so maybe you can't anymore, but you used to be able to get your...
It was called the Daisy Ridley rule.
Yeah, they changed it because Daisy Ridley kept running people over.
I kind of feel like that. I feel that somehow Disney's due diligence and background checks on things probably come up with something like that, before they.
That's why Harrison Ford broke his leg, because she ran over it.
So I was actually more interested in about what Daisy Ridley eats for breakfast. Actually, she's a Londoner, she'd go full English. Like I like to think that Daisy Ridley likes, black pudding, fried bread, all that.
I don't want to imagine Daisy Ridley has smelly farts though. Quite frankly.
Yeah. So you think she's sitting down with Kathy Kennedy, and Kathy's just like, we want to get back in the Ray business. We're either going to do an episode 10 or, maybe do a series or some kind of like Daisy. She's like, I'm sorry, I just love black pudding so much. I just have smelly farts.
I've just moved to Tooting.
I just moved to Tooting.
Damn,
Nice.
how did I miss that was a thing? That's exciting.
Yeah,
maybe they're just friends though. See, and now I'm scared of searching Daisy Ridley.
I remember when I went to, after Celebration 2 years ago, I went to San Francisco for a few days before I flew back to Melbourne, and went to Lucasfilm, as you do. And, just went in the foyer and looked at the fountain, as you do. No one invited me in, of course. But I just became obsessed with, there was some really shonky pizza joint right near there, because it's all kind of in this nice little garden parky kind of reserve sort of thing, and there's a Starbucks and stuff, but there's literally across the road was this really shady looking sort of dodgy pizza place, and I just kept thinking that was where Kathy Kennedy went for lunch every day, that she would just go and get these the greasiest pizzas that she possibly could. So I like to think that that's where she had breakfast with Daisy Ridley, took her out for San Francisco greasy pizza. Well, I don't know. Where was this? Do you know where it was spotted? I'm assuming someone just saw them out somewhere. Or did she drop it in an interview?
I just know she had a breakfast, so I can't.
Yeah, all I know is that's all I know now. I'm gonna Google breakfast. No, not just breakfast. I'm gonna
just
put
breakfast. I'm just getting pictures of toast. I'm getting nowhere.
Okay, Daisy Ridley revealed it. Apparently.
Okay.
Or she reveals she eats breakfast. I hope she has lunch too.
Wow.
Really
okay. Wait. Hang on. I came up with a Reddit thing. Daisy Ridley coming back as Rey with Brie Larson as Darth Revan in all caps.
That's a jump.
Wow. Really? What did you have for breakfast?
People are still on the Brie Larson thing. They're not going to give it up.
Wonder what she has.
See, apparently that's happening.
Okay.
I don't believe it, but
These rumors have to start somewhere. That's the important thing.
Oh, wait, no, it continues. For Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm and Canon Control in the Lucasfilm Civil War against Filoni.
Oh, good lord. Is that still going, is it?
Jesus
My favourite thing when you search Daisy Ridley breakfast is this Grazia, which, is a well-known publication.
Yep,
is this
definitely one I've heard of.
And their headline is just the word, I don't know if you can see this, false.
Oh.
Force.
False.
With Daisy's face.
So is that about breakfast or is it about hitting somebody with a car?
She was eating breakfast in the car.
She was eating breakfast in the car. Yeah. She's like, whoa. She had her Fruit Loops go everywhere.
Oh no, not the Fruit Loops.
Not the Fruit Loops. I think that just shows how desperate we are for Star Wars information. That somehow Daisy Ridley mentioning that she had breakfast with somebody is news. But I suppose you can go bigger picture and go, okay, well, it means that she still likes Star Wars enough to hang out with the head honchos and all that kind of business.
There's some big bucks in that.
Yeah, and that's that kind of funny thing because every time people sort of speculate about Star Wars and actors and all this kind of thing, and they kind of go, oh, I guess it comes around to like Mark Hamill coming back as Luke and going, oh, well, could you do this? And oh, you'd never get that person, but it's Disney. They get everybody. They've gotten everybody. Every time they've wanted somebody, they've gotten them. Bar none, pretty much.
They have so much money.
Yeah, they've got
so much money.
All the money. The only person they haven't gotten because they haven't asked properly is Natalie Portman. They've gotten pretty much.
I imagine Natalie Portman would be back.
Harrison
if
Ford
she
came
asked.
back. Come on.
She did What If. Natalie Portman did What If, and that was
was that
wow.
she did?
She's...
And she did not seem keen to come back to Marvel.
Well,
No,
she's
and
in
now she's
Thor
gonna be
though.
like in the.
She's gonna be Lady Thor though, so
Mm-hmm.
that's how you get her back.
Oh
You call
shit,
her up
she
and
is.
say-
I forgot about that.
It's like, do you want to be back in Marvel? She's like, hell no. She's like, well, do you want to be Thor?
Have you
She's
seen
like,
the
hell
images of
yeah.
her behind the scenes?
Oh, have you seen her arms? She's got like.
I want her to break my neck.
That's how you want to go out. Charlie, how do you want to die, Charlie? Like, have my neck broken by a muscular
That's
Natalie
Anna
Portman.
de Armas with a gun. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna Google her muscles because I need to. Wow, lady's bulked up. Damn.
She'd be the shit out of Darth Vader.
Oh my
That's
god.
the what
Yeah,
if
I
I
want
wanna
this
see.
bad bay.
This is, by the way, I don't know if you can. Are you doing this like just video or audio?
No, just audio,
can
but
put a link.
we can do a description here.
Yeah, do a description link. This is the Ray.
Oh, this is the.
I guess you never clean. And 2 anonymous skeletons.
Oh,
Wow, she really does just chuck their skeletons in there.
I want to know who's collecting.
And my
the
favorite
skeletons
thing as
on
well,
Halloween.
that you see it and it's the best thing ever. Oh, hang on.
Oh,
It's
it
the
literally
Jawas.
answered my question of who empties the bins.
Yeah.
It's the Jawas! Oh, of course, because they'd want all the trash. That makes so much sense.
Ah, that is so.
Is
cool.
that Star Wars loophole filled now? Who empties the trash on Tatooine? It's the Jawas.
Of course it would.
It's what we've always wanted to know.
I was going to say what happens to
The
the
best.
food scraps, but like food scraps, we eat all of those. Like,
The Sarlacc.
yeah, there's nothing else there.
Delicious.
Um, guys, we're probably rounding the other end of this. I always, I always try to keep this show an hour, and then whenever I get you guys on, I'm like, maybe we'll just keep going, and I'll divide it into two. I'm like, nah, let's just keep it all gold rather than just tailing off into this sort of thing. But like before we sign off, obviously Book of Boba Fett, big props, big looking forward to that.
Yes.
Like, what else, guys? Give us the other big thing you guys are looking forward to.
Ooh.
Before-
I have a copy of Star Wars Ronin, and I'm very excited to read that.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
At least it seems like it's gonna be different. Keen for that. Emma, the writer, is like such a sweetheart. I follow them on Twitter, and this smile lights up the room. Alex Freed has commented and said that it's good, so that's a plus. So I'm very excited for that.
Nice. What about you, Charles?
Well, I can't speak for Charles, but I think for me, I'm very excited to dive into. I've got so many comic books to catch up on, like it's ridiculous. Like I always do this. I wait like months, and then I just go, "Oh God, I've got to catch up with every single tie-in." I'm gonna start off though with the book of Boba Fett, the War of the Bounty Hunters, and go through all of that. So that'll be interesting, and see what they do with that story, because I'm really excited. I love what they're doing with it. The comics is interesting, like because you can have big, bold ideas, which for me like shakes things up. I'm like, could you really have Kira come back during episode 5 and 6, and then like after one issue, you're like, oh yeah, of course you can, because
Because it's the comics. Why not?
I do want
I
to.
forgot Kira was coming back in that.
Yeah, she's pretty great. I do want to have an update to episode 6 though, where Han goes, "Oh, what did I miss, Chewie?" And he's like, "Oh," he goes, "Kara, Luke's a Jedi."
Everyone gets delusions of grandeur. That's all right.
Delusions of grandeur.
I completely changed my face after the last time we saw her anyway. There's no way she'll know. I'm much less rat face.
She won't recognize me.
Awesome, guys. Always a pleasure. It's always too long. Come back anytime. This podcast is so sporadic these days because I'm still in lockdown. Hopefully we'll ramp up a little bit more closer to the celebration and stuff like that. And hopefully see you all when we see you. So Charlie, Imperial Senate, running along as always. Do you want to give a little pluggy plug?
Absolutely. You can follow the Imperial Senate podcast on the Not Saf for Work network, and you can find that on SoundCloud, and you can find us just anywhere on any sort of podcast platform. That's Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts, we're most likely to be there. We have a Patreon, and we have all information that is found on our link tree, which you can find on our Twitter. Yeah, just find us anywhere. Instagram's at Imp Senate Pod. We're on Twitch. Claire does a live gameplay every Tuesday, where she plays Battlefront 2, which is pretty cool. Nikki is doing like incredibly crazy stuff. Like he's doing a crazy amount of content on our Patreon, which includes a fantasy Premier League show.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Which ties with
I'm
our
in the
fantasy
league. I
Premier
haven't
League
heard the
league.
show. Better get on
You
that.
gotta join our Patreon.
I know.
We also have the Lego show he does, Secret Jedi Bricks, which is awesome, and a bunch of other stuff. Got Yub Nub Club coming soon, where Nikki interviews people, which was going to be really cool. And also, we're part of a charity event soon, a live fundraiser, which I shall find the details for now because I'm very prepared and I'm not quickly searching Twitter desperately.
We'll pivot to you,
Here we
Saf, then, and
go.
you can come back. We'll come back to you, Charlie. Saf, what's going on with you?
So
from-
I am on Rogue Podron.
Spotted on the bus in your Master Chief costume, of course.
Yeah, apart
Beautiful.
from Master Chief. I am on Rogue Podron. We're currently reading. Well, we just finished Jedi Search. We're currently doing a brief break to our Podrolorian sideshow where we're talking about Star Wars Visions, which Meg knows so much about anime. Like, it's actually, like, for Rogue Podron, it's actually extremely informative. It's very good. So we are on any of your favorite podcatchers. Our website is roguepodron.com. We're at Rogue Podron on Twitter, or are we just at Rogue Pod? I don't know. You'll find us. I should know this because I do it every week on our outro. We're at Rogue Podron.
Nice.
And we also have Patreon where we do stuff. Yeah, that's us.
And quick, how many
That's
Master
me.
Chiefs?
And we're also
is
on the
your
Not Safe
house?
Work Network.
How many Master Chiefs
How many-
is your house? New house?
I'd say like a chief and a quarter, chief and a half.
Chief and a half.
We've been,
How tall is Master Chief?
Yeah, we missed it at the
He's 7
start. We
foot.
realised that Saf uses Master Chiefs as measure of just of height.
Whenever there's like a character height and like they say the character height, I'm like, oh, that's shorter than Master Chief. Or I'm like, oh, that's taller than Master Chief.
How tall is he?
7 foot in his armor.
Wow.
Mind
Crazy.
blown. How'd you go, Charlie? Did you find the charity, or are they just going to have to not get any money?
No, I found it. Yeah, it's the hashtag Podathon 2021. If you want to find out more information, you can just search that hashtag. But I can tell you that the Podathon, which has a bunch of podcasts on it, such as the Imperial podcast and others, you can find them. There's amazing podcasts on there, but we're on there as well. Star Wars Explained, Baraxium,
Hit the
Talking
Banter
Stuff
the
Shelf.
Milk Boys are on there. Melbourne represent.
The Bamford Milk Boys are on there doing their AI shenanigans. I'm sure there'll be some crazy stuff going on there. Guests that are going to be on some of the shows include Charles Saul,
Oh.
Ian Convery, Claudia Gray, and Paul Hyung Lee, who is
Yo.
the amazing rebel pilot from The Mandalorian.
Damn.
And there might be some other stuff coming. You never know.
Ooh.
I can tell you that for our hour, is going to be interesting. It'll be me and Claire, and we're going to get some interesting stuff happening.
Ooh, excited.
Maybe potentially a game of
Ooh.
Quiplash,
Oh my god, that sounds like fun.
which if anyone wants the guests on there, they're always welcome. Wink, wink.
Nice one.
Hey, I don't have a job, so
I'm in lockdown, so I've been locked down for another.
yeah, I'm in lockdown and I don't have a job.
I'm in the most locked down city in the world officially, but that's okay. We'll be out soon. School goes back next week. It's okay. Awesome. Thank you guys. Always awesome to see you. Always a pleasure. I can't wait to hang out properly in the real world and things. Everybody sticks around with the podcast when it comes out. Peppa Pig podcast dropped again after we had similar few weeks off.
Woohoo.
The upside of that was that we got about 2,000 downloads of the episode about Mr. Potato Comes to Town, so that was always pretty good.
God damn, nice.
For whatever reason,
Crazy.
when we don't have a few episodes, I think because people just randomly find it. So if it sits there, they just keep downloading the latest episode. So everybody heard
That
our
is a good
theories
episode, though.
on. Yeah, it is. So check that out as well. StarWarsSpeltout.com. I'd say buy our t-shirts, but almost all my t-shirts have been pulled down for one reason or another by TeePublic.
No.
Except McClunky is still there. So get yourself
We
a
had one
McClunky
taken down,
t-shirt.
which was funny. We had a really old one taken down. That was the Krennic and Mads Mikkelsen one. Do
I
you want to
had-
build a Death
I
Star?
had a bunch of them. I'm just like, anyway, not to worry. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, we'll always come back together as a pair.
Awesome. See you soon.